So Crash Bandicoot has been announced at E3, and I suppose it's an appropriate time to give my thoughts on the situation. I haven't really been talking about all the hints and teasers we got in the past, as I wanted to wait for something proper. So there we have it. Crash 1 through 3 will be fully remastered for the PS4. Before that, Crash will also make his way into the new Skylanders installment. Now, I was seriously prepared for some hardcore cringe and expected an abomination like what they did with Spyro, but surprisingly that wasn't the case. He blends in nicely with the general atmosphere of Skylanders and retains his original appearance and trademark moves, and that's really important. But Skylanders is not a game that I'm interested in playing myself, so I might just buy the Crash figure and call it a day there. What really sparks mine, and I believe everybody else's interest, is the release of the Crash trilogy, quote-unquote remastered from the ground up. It's currently unconfirmed whether that is a case of a standard remaster like we know it from other games, or if it is actually getting more of a full remake. The wording is fairly vague and can be interpreted as the one or the other, since other developers said literally the same words and gave just polished versions of the exact same old game. Most people would prefer a remake, as I can gather from other YouTube comment sections, with people referring to Ratchet & Clank most commonly, and I totally agree on that. Although that's a bit more of a reboot as far as I know, but that's a different story now. Anyway, if they only remastered, then they would seriously have to fix some shit from the original trilogy, because, let's be honest, those have more than just a few flaws. If there's demand, I can maybe make a video on that as well. Either way, I will probably get the game, since I will buy a PS4 anyway, and if you want to support the Crash franchise, then be sure to buy the game as well, if you happen to have a PS4. I'm not gonna force anyone to buy a PS4 now just for the game, but if you have it, buy Crash. Skylanders is probably serving as a way to get a younger audience into Crash and maybe make them potentially more hyped for the remaster, or even let them go back and play some of the older games, while the safe approach of re-releasing the original trilogy is just Sony's way to check the actual demand for Crash. They know it's there and they've said it, but they need concrete numbers, and that's why they need to, I guess, do that first. And after that, there's a potential that there would be a new game, which would be great. Anyway, fans managed to reach out, and that's a good thing. As of now, we know literally nothing about the remaster, except that it's supposed to come out in 2017 and will be co-developed by Activision and Vicarious Visions, who were also responsible for some of the second generation Crash games. So that's not too bad. On another note, it would be a ballsy move on Sony's part to not give us any information on the remaster on the actual 20th anniversary day of Crash Bandicoot. A tad more info or even more footage on that particular day is something we should probably get, and Sony shouldn't sleep on that. If you have any more ideas, thoughts, questions, or comments on the matter, then feel free to share them below. Sony's definitely got me hooked at the moment.